12. That's 15. I'm going to trickle one in just to check in with my softer speed. A great way you can work on your game indoors is get yourself a putting mat. I know at-home simulators like the Golf Nirvana for an at-home practice situation, but I can tell you this, I don't like hitting balls in a simulator. I want to see my ball fly, not some depiction of it. But here, this is like simulating being at any golf course. Having your own putting mat, you get to, 1, satisfy your obsession that you so desperately love playing golf and want to improve and work on your game. 2, you get a chance to work on a skill that is absolutely crucial for scoring and playing well in tournaments. It's the putts that make good players great. So you get a chance to work on this. And then 3, the coolest part, you could be as good of a putter as a tour player. You'll never hit it as good as a tour player, but you could be as good of a putter. Now, how you're going to get good is first, you need a proper and reliable technique. Second, you need to put in the time. You need to put in the work. The reason why tour pros are great putters is because they put in the time, they put in the hours. It's not like it's some amazing gift to be able to roll a ball. The gift is the time put in to develop the experience, to learn how to hit putts under pressure, to learn how to read greens. Well, one way that you can do it, and I promise you any tour player has had this in their life at some point, probably in the developmental years, is a putting mat. Now, this is a deluxe putting mat from Prime Putt. It's 15 feet and I dig it. On the stimp, it rolls at an 11. The holes are on the same level as the putting surface, so I don't have to go up a ramp. And I can even chip off of this thing and the ball will bite and grab. So this thing is fantastic. Now, you need a technique. And then you need a purpose when you practice, a drill that will help you to build the skills. Well, the technique is simply this. You see, I teach a putting stroke that's the same as what Jack Nicklaus did. Jack Nicklaus, his body was open and his body was crouched down so that he was heavily weighted on his trail foot. And he used his trail arm to power the stroke. He had a short backstroke and a big through stroke. That's all just a trail arm putting stroke. And that's what I teach. I teach that you set a position in the setup so that you can create what's necessary in order to hit a good putt, which is you need to get the ball to roll end over end as quickly as possible. This is a truth. This is agreed upon by any expert. Well, in order to do that, you have to hit the ball on the upstroke. Now, when I was growing up, people would try to do this, where they'd raise their arms on the way through. And that was difficult. It wasn't consistent, but it was in an effort to try to hit the ball on the upstroke. Well, what I discovered and what I realized in Jack Nicklaus was, if you just put your weight in a majority on your trail foot, you open your body, and you keep your weight in a majority on your trail foot, you can't help but hit the ball, any ball that's played forward of your trail foot, you can't help but hit it on the upstroke. So I play the ball in the center of my stance, which means that I'm going to hit the ball with an upstroke every time. And when you do that, you put an end over end roll on the ball. And when you do that, you get the truest roll. Now, a great drill to help you to train that technique is simply this. Make 23 footers in a row. This is something I do every day. I make 100 3-footers in a row, and what it does is multiple things. First, it helps me to get very familiar with my putting stroke because I'm looking down at it 100+ times as I'm trying to work my way through the drill, and I become very clear and familiar with my putting stroke. I also become clear and familiar with how I fail. Because I've given myself this task of making 100 in a row, I'm going to have misses. Well, it's in the misses that I learn and I learn in the future how to avoid those misses. So I not only get familiar with my putting stroke, but I get really familiar with my weakness. And then from there, I see the ball go in the hole a lot. Over and over again, I see the ball go in the hole. That nurtures my ability to see myself making putts. It builds my confidence. Plus, when you're working on 3-footers, all you're really doing is learning how to put the ball on its line. So a 20-footer and a 3-footer are the same for the first 3 feet. You're just getting the ball started on your intended line. Well, when you're practicing these 3-footers, you start to become very clear on how to put the ball on the same line over and over again. And then there's other benefits where your confidence boosts because you see yourself making so many putts. You face the challenge of trying to complete the task, which causes you to build some mental strength and some mental fortitude to see things through. You know, this drill requires discipline as much as it requires physical technique. So I'm gonna make 20 in a row, and I'm not just gonna make them all at the same speed. Every golfer should have the ability to hit a putt with, in general, a soft, a medium, and a firm speed. If you can do that, you are now going to be able to make the break adjust to you. So for example, let's say I got a 4-foot downhill slippery putt I'm not sure if it's outside right edge or if it's right edge. Well, if I hit it firm, it's right center. And if I have the ability to hit it firm, what I'm doing is I'm taking a situation where I'm not certain of the break and I'm making it conform to my speed. So as I'm gonna go through these 20, I'm gonna vary the speed on my putts. And you should do the same so that it's comfortable for you to hit a putt soft, and then with a medium speed, and then with a firm speed. It's by learning how to control your speed that you can be a more dynamic putter. Okay, now we'll go back to medium, so that's 5. I'm just gonna run some medium speed for a while. I'm just trying to get consistent. Weight on my right foot, pushing with my trail arm. Learning how to communicate to myself. Learning how to stay focused. Learning what my putting stroke should look like, what it should feel like. And it's like a journey whenever you do this. When I go to 100, it's a definite journey. 9. 10. All right, so I'm halfway there. There's really no pressure yet. The pressure starts to sink in the last 20%. When I go to 100, the last 20 get real. That's because I don't want to miss. I don't want to start over. I want to complete the task at hand. Well, it's that pressure of the consequence that helps to simulate what it feels like to make a 3-footer on the course. 12. That's 15. I'm going to trickle one in just to check in with my softer speed. Final 20%, last 4. Not looking to do anything different. Just maintain the status quo and learn from the first 17 putts. See, I'm not worried I'm gonna miss because I've just made a certain quantity. That quantity builds your confidence. All right, 20. It's the money ball. Set yourself a goal to make a certain amount of putts in a row. Once 20 becomes easy, raise it to 30, then 40. You want to be really good? Make 100 in a row, make 200 in a row. Get yourself a putting mat. You can work on it indoors, and you're not only going to build your skills as a putter, but you're going to build your mental strength too. Your ability to focus, your ability to believe in yourself. Thanks for watching, and stay connected for more tips and updates by following me on social media. And if you're really serious about improving your game, check out my online golf school, JimVenetosGolfAcademy.com. Right now, golfers are cutting their handicaps in half with the system that I teach. Links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on the practice tee.